Hole in a Box by CSR.
Chapter 5. Why are you crying? Marla almost got into trouble for not showing up for lunch, but she made up for it by doing extra chores. Doing more work helped Marla not feel or think and kept her from breaking down and crying. After chores, she found herself a quiet little corner in her room next to the closet. Marla huddled up, wrapping her arms around her shins while burying her face into her knees, and began to cry. Just like that. No limitations. She was one of the few people that would go into her room during break time, so she felt safe here, all alone with her thoughts and tears. Marla lost herself once again in her world. At this point, she was the only real person who existed. The other things that existed were her haunted shadows, yelling and howling at her with laughing faces and taunting grins. If she looked at them, she'd be trapped under their spell and hear all they had to say just to make her cry some more. This had continued for about 25 minutes until Marla heard an unfamiliar voice call out her name, and it was from inside her own mind. The voice sounded like it was more than one woman speaking in unison. There was one that was sweet and elegant, another that was raspy and snake-like, and one that was firm and cold. Marla looked up for a moment, not sure if she imagined the voice. She searched the room and there was no one to be seen.
Marla,
the voice called out again.
Hello?
Marla responded.
Is anyone there?
Marla then had the realization that she was positioned herself right next to the closet and thus knew exactly what was in there.
Marla.
Just a minute.
Marla got on all fours and crawled into the closet's opening, but there was no one inside it.
Over here.
The voice came from behind her this time, so Marla twisted her body to look up at a monstrous hand propped on the edge of a top bunk.
Hello.
Hello?
Why are you crying?
Pardon?
You were crying, right? Why?
What do you want to know?
I'm curious. I also hate to see a beautiful young girl cry. It's a terrible crime to make one cry.
Who are you? Are you a Smaragd?
Yes. I'm one known as a creeper. My name is Darlene. And you are Marla, correct?
Correct. You're a creeper?
Yes, there are different sorts of races of Smaragds. They all end with
Oh.
Marla then said under her breath.
I wonder what Javas is.
So why are you crying, if you don't mind me asking?
Marla sighed, scratched her head, and then searched her thoughts. Marla then felt the tears rush back into her sore eyes.
I was trying to make a gift for someone. A friend. But it was...
Take a deep breath. Let it out when it's ready.
Marla sighed again, focusing on her breathing.
I was drawing a portrait of someone as a gift. I spent so much time on it.
The more she spoke, the more the tears started to flow.
I wanted to make it perfect because the person made my life feel perfect. They had no idea how much it meant to me that they even came for me 3 times, let alone coming once.
Marla's breathing wavered.
But my drawing, it wasn't going to say all that. That can't be spoken. But it was something. And I worked so hard on, and it looked better than anything I thought I could have hoped for or done. But some kids stole it from me and ruined it. They crumpled it up, scribbled on it, dumped it in water, and ripped it into 2. And then they just threw it in my face like they were just so justified. I begged and pleaded. She could see that it meant so much to me. even hesitated. But did it anyway. And now I'm thinking, what's so wrong with me?
Marla's voice started to rise a bit.
Why am I such a freak?
Marla, no.
Darlene's voice was very comforting, like a mother's or big sister's.
There's nothing wrong with you. You were doing something nice and great. Appreciation is a virtue. It's better to be filled with virtues than vices. Those children were being so cruel to you. That was wrong of them. No. I know you put a lot of heart and effort into the image that was ruined. But if you really want to give your friend a gift, you should try remaking it. It's the thought that counts after all.
Thank you for the advice and listening to me.
Have you told any of the other adults what happened?
No,
Did they ask?
no.
That's not right. They should have asked if something was wrong. You're obviously upset.
Why would they ask?
It's common courtesy. You're also their responsibility.
Marla stared at Darlene's hand in puzzlement. She didn't understand what Darlene had to say.
Who are you making the gift for? Is he a Smaragd too?
Yes, he's a Smaragd. Although I don't know what race he is.
What's his name?
I don't think I should tell you. You're a stranger.
Was it Jarvis Carissa-May?
How? I'm not saying.
I just think you should be careful around him. He's a charmer. They're very manipulative, and it's incredibly hard to tell when they are lying. Jarvis's reacts and actions have given me reason to be concerned.
Marla's head bent down.
A charmer?
That was a very fitting title for Jarvis. Very self-explanatory. Whilst the term creeper would probably explain why Darlene hid herself.
Could you teach me about Eutrodesma?
Marla looked up, but was shocked to see that Darlene was no longer there.
Over here.
Marla turned around and saw Darlene's hand popping out of the box. Marla went over and knelt by it. Peeking into the box, Marla swore she could see one of Darlene's eyes peering at her from behind wavy blonde hair.
Could you?
Possibly. Maybe I'll bring you one day.
I'd like that. Do you have to leave?
Oh, the portal's only open for so long. It's very unpredictable, and I don't want to get caught by the other children here.
Oh, I can understand that.
I promise that we'll meet again, though. I want to know you, even if it means more heartbreak.
And with that, Darlene's hand slipped into the box, and Marla was alone again.
More heartbreak?
Those last words stuck with her. She started to wonder what she meant by that. Marla gave out a sigh and then sat on the floor next to the closet and closed her eyes.